So this is a quick look at these are relatively new Injinji liner and runner sock, they're called. And the first thing that you'll notice is that with Injinji they're normally well known for making toe socks, and yet if you look at these you can see that they are not toe socks. But what's actually going on here is this 2 socks in 1. So if I take this one back, you'll see if I pull that back there's actually a second sock here underneath that's a kind of liner sock, and then another sock on top. So if I pull this one off, you can see straight away underneath, he said, pulling a bit of cotton off, you've got a super thin liner sock here underneath, which is geared almost entirely towards wicking. So if you look in pretty closely, you can see it's quite thin. You can almost see a little bit of your foot from it. So the idea with this liner sock, first of all, is that you've got a lot of moisture wicking. So all this is geared towards is a frictionless area for your toes, and moisture wicking you can see here on top for taking moisture away from your foot. What you've then got is this second sock that goes on top, over the top. It fits nicely against the ankle as well there, and then with this second sock what you've got is this one's built for comfort. So this one's got lots of padding underneath. As you can see, it's pretty heavily padded, and it slides nicely over the other foot, and in doing so provides this kind of second layer of frictionless movement for when your foot's moving around in your shoe. This is a great setup if you're doing ultra marathons and you're running long distance. And in fact, it's interesting that Injinji brought this out, because quite a few well-known ultra runners that I know already run with Injinji socks with another pair of socks on top. So this is kind of Injinji recognizing how some people are running with their socks. It's an absolutely great setup. The only thing I'd make you aware of is having 2 layers of socks is quite warm, which in itself can make your feet quite sweaty. So I think you need to be aware of that if you're running a race, say in the absolute fullest heat possible, say in July or August. But the other thing I think it's important to remember is that with 2 layers on, your foot is a little bit thicker than perhaps it would normally be, and I think if this is going to become your default setup for running ultras, I would suggest looking at getting half a size up on your shoes. But there you go, that gives you a pretty good look. This is kind of new from them, and it's called the liner and runner sock, and it's a really good addition for ultra runners and people that suffer from blisters.